Welcome back to my channel, Rare Coins Shop. If you're excited about finding hidden gems in your pocket change, you're in the right place. First, we're going to uncover some of the most valuable and rare US coins that could be worth a fortune. Let's dive in. We're talking about the 1965 United States Washington quarter dollar. Now, 1965 was a pivotal year in American history and in the world of coinage. This was the first year the U.S. Mint produced quarters without any silver content. That's right, before 1965, Washington quarters were made with 90% silver, but starting in '65, the composition switched to a copper-nickel clad. This change was driven by rising silver prices and a need to preserve the precious metal reserves. Because of this, many collectors often overlook 1965 quarters, assuming they're less valuable than their silver predecessors. But here's where things get interesting. The 1965 quarter, especially those minted in Philadelphia and Denver, can hold some surprising secrets that make certain specimens incredibly valuable. During the 1960s, the U.S. Mint was ramping up production to meet demand, and with mass production comes the possibility of errors and rare variations that collectors dream about. One of the most notable among these is the 1965 double die obverse error. A double die coin happens when the die itself is struck twice with a slight misalignment, causing letters, numbers, or other design elements to appear doubled or shadowed. On the 1965 quarter, this doubling is most visible on the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date itself. Coins with this error are incredibly rare and have caused quite a stir in the numismatic community. Aside from mint errors, condition is key when it comes to value. Most 1965 quarters were heavily circulated, making flawless examples scarce. Coins in perfect, uncirculated condition with full detail and luster command a premium price. These specimens often come from carefully preserved rolls or collections, sometimes forgotten for decades. Another interesting point about the 1965 quarter is the shift from the classic silver coin to clad composition. Some collectors focus on transitional coins or those with unusual production characteristics, such as striking on wrong planchets or exhibiting off-center strikes. These anomalies can multiply a coin's value exponentially. If you're searching through your change, keep an eye out for any 1965 quarters with unusual features. Look closely for doubling, irregular edges, or odd coloration. And don't forget to check the mint mark, the D for Denver and the absence of one for Philadelphia, as some errors can be more prevalent in specific mints. When you suspect you have something special, the next step is professional grading. This can not only verify authenticity but can also highlight the coin's condition, rarity, and any errors it might carry. Certified coins fetch the best prices and attract serious collectors worldwide. Now for the moment that makes this all worthwhile. The 1965 United States Washington quarter dollar, especially in high-grade condition or with rare mint errors, has been known to sell for an eye-popping $200,000. That's right, $200,000 for a coin that, just a few decades ago, was ordinary pocket change. This is the magic and mystery of coin collecting. You never know when you might stumble across a piece of history worth a fortune. So next time you find a 1965 quarter, take a moment to appreciate its story. It might just be the treasure you've been searching for. Second rare coin, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of American coinage with a spotlight on a coin that you might think is common but holds the potential for incredible value, the 1971 D United States Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, a 1971 D quarter may look just like any other quarter you've seen in your pocket or piggy bank. But what if I told you that this coin, minted over 50 years ago, could be worth a small fortune? This isn't just any quarter, it's a piece of history wrapped in copper-nickel clad that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. The year 1971 marked a unique time for the U.S. Mint. The Vietnam War was ongoing, the country was undergoing social and political change, and the coinage reflected this era of transition. Unlike earlier quarters, by 1971, the U.S. Mint was exclusively producing quarters from copper-nickel clad, stepping away from the silver content that defined earlier decades. The D mint mark on this quarter means it was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing billions of coins each year. But what makes certain 1971D quarters so special and desirable is their condition, rarity, and sometimes even minting errors that elevate them far above face value. One of the primary factors that can skyrocket the value of a 1971D quarter is its condition. Most quarters from this era have seen extensive circulation, meaning scratches, dings, and general wear are common. But quarters preserved in mint state condition, shining with original luster and sharp details, are incredibly rare and highly sought after. Collectors prize coins graded MS-65 and above by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC. These grades indicate a coin that's virtually flawless, showing little to no signs of wear. Finding a 1971D quarter in such pristine condition is like discovering a needle in a haystack. Beyond condition, certain minting errors add a fascinating layer of intrigue. For example, double die errors occur when the die strikes the coin twice with slight misalignment, resulting in duplicated or shadowed images on the coin surface, often noticeable around the lettering or date. Such errors can significantly increase a coin's desirability and market price. Another error that can boost a 1971D quarter's value is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is not perfectly aligned with the blank planchet. This type of error creates a visually striking and rare coin, instantly turning heads in any collector's cabinet. Even more unusual are coins with clad layer defects, where the outer layers of the coin peel away or fail to adhere properly, exposing the copper core underneath. These unexpected anomalies are like fingerprints of the minting process, making each coin unique. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1971D quarter with one of these errors, or in flawless condition, you could be holding something very valuable. The first step is to examine your coin closely. A good magnifying glass and proper lighting can reveal hidden details invisible to the naked eye. For those who suspect they've found a rare gem, professional grading and authentication is the key. Certified coins not only assure buyers of their authenticity but also maximize their value in the marketplace. So, how much could a 1971D Washington quarter dollar really be worth? The answer might surprise you. A rare, flawless 1971D quarter, especially one with an error or exceptional condition, has been known to fetch an astounding $150,000. That's $150,000 for a coin that started its journey as just a quarter in your pocket. This is the incredible thrill of coin collecting, discovering that beneath the ordinary lies the extraordinary, a piece of history worth a fortune. So next time you pick up a quarter, give it a closer look. You might just be holding a treasure. Third expensive coin, we're turning our attention to a coin that might seem ordinary but could be hiding extraordinary value, the 1973 United States Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, this coin looks like any other quarter you've seen in circulation. But if you take a closer look, you might uncover a fascinating story and, potentially, a very lucrative surprise. 1973 was a year of transition and change in America. The Vietnam War was winding down, the Watergate scandal was beginning to unfold, and the economy was experiencing its ups and downs. Amid all this, the U.S. Mint was busy producing millions of Washington quarters to meet the everyday needs of the American people. The 1973 quarter was struck exclusively in copper nickel clad, marking a continued departure from the silver quarters of the past. Now, the 1973 Washington quarter may not seem rare at first. After all, millions were minted, and most circulated widely. But like many coins, the real value lies in its condition, possible minting errors, and unique varieties that can make it a prized possession among collectors. Condition is king in the world of coin collecting. While the average 1973 quarter you find in your pocket or coin jar might have years of wear and tear, collectors are on the lookout for coins that remain in near-perfect, uncirculated condition. These coins retain their original mint luster, sharp details, and have minimal to no signs of handling. Such coins are extremely rare and much sought after, but it's not just about condition. Some 1973 quarters have intriguing minting errors that can dramatically increase their value. For example, coins struck with double die errors show a doubling of design elements like the lettering or numbers. This doubling occurs when the coin's design is stamped twice with slight misalignment. These error coins are fascinating anomalies that collectors prize highly. Additionally, off-center strikes where the design doesn't fully align on the blank metal planchet, or clad errors where the metal layers peel or don't bond properly, make certain quarters unique and even more valuable. Sometimes, subtle variations in the thickness of the copper-nickel layers or misaligned mint marks add to the intrigue. The D mint mark from Denver and the S from San Francisco denote different production sites, and sometimes errors or varieties are more common in one mint versus another, making the mint location a factor in value. If you think you might have a special 1973 quarter, inspect it carefully. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubled letters, irregular edges, or unusual coloring. You can also weigh the coin. Standard quarters should weigh about 5.67 grams, and measure its diameter for any inconsistencies. These details can help you spot potential rarities. If you suspect you have a rare error coin or an uncirculated specimen, the next step is to get it professionally graded by trusted companies like PCGS or NGC. Grading not only authenticates your coin but also assigns it a condition rating, greatly impacting its market value. Now, the big question: how much could a rare and flawless 1973 Washington quarter really be worth? The answer might astonish you. A pristine 1973 Washington quarter, especially one with notable mint errors or in uncirculated condition, has been known to fetch as much as $140,000, yes, $140,000 for a coin that many overlook as just another piece of change. This highlights the excitement and mystery behind coin collecting. The idea that an everyday coin could hold the key to a remarkable treasure. So next time you come across a 1973 quarter, take a moment to appreciate its history and examine it closely. You might be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined. Fourth on Caillou coin is we're going to shine a spotlight on a coin that might seem like just another piece of pocket change but can actually be a hidden gem in the world of numismatics, the 1974 United States Washington quarter dollar. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might be looking at your old quarters with a whole new perspective. The year 1974 was an interesting time in American history, a period marked by political shifts and economic challenges. And while the country faced many changes, the U.S. Mint continued to churn out quarters to keep the wheels of commerce turning. The 1974 Washington quarter was produced in vast quantities, made from the familiar copper-nickel clad that had replaced silver quarters nearly a decade earlier. With millions minted, you might assume this coin is common and holds little value. But as with many coins, rarity and condition can transform something ordinary into something truly extraordinary. The 1974 quarter is no exception. Most 1974 quarters in circulation today show signs of wear, scratches, and faded details. However, collectors eagerly seek out specimens in mint condition, coins that retain their original luster, sharp details, and are free of the typical nicks and marks. These pristine coins are incredibly rare and highly prized in the collecting world, but condition isn't the only factor that can turn a 1974 quarter into a valuable collector's item. Mint errors also play a huge role. Throughout history, the minting process occasionally produces coins with fascinating mistakes that make them one-of-a-kind treasures. For the 1974 Washington quarter, errors such as doubled dies, where design elements like letters and numbers appear doubled due to a misalignment during striking, are especially sought after. These coins show a distinct, sometimes subtle doubling effect that can significantly boost their value. Other intriguing mint errors include off-center strikes, where the coin's design is shifted from its normal position, creating a visually striking appearance. Then there are clad errors, where the copper and nickel layers may peel or separate, revealing an unusual look that collectors love. The mint mark on the 1974 quarter also adds to its story. Coins minted in Philadelphia generally have no mint mark, while those from Denver carry a D. Collectors pay close attention to the mint mark because certain errors or rare varieties may be more prevalent at one mint over the other. If you think you might have found a special 1974 quarter, don't hesitate to take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass to examine the details on the coin's surface and compare them to typical quarters. Look for any signs of doubling in the letters or numbers, unusual edge patterns, or irregular color and texture. Once you've identified a potential rarity or have a coin in exceptional condition, the next step is to have it professionally graded and authenticated by organizations like PCGS or NGC. Certified coins carry more weight in the collector's market and can command impressive prices. So, how much can a rare and flawless 1974 Washington quarter be worth? The number might surprise you. A top-grade, error-free, or rare variant of the 1974 Washington quarter dollar has been known to sell for as much as $130,000. Yes, $130,000 for a coin many people toss aside without a second thought. That's the beauty of coin collecting. It's a treasure hunt where even the most ordinary coins can hold incredible value. So next time you find a 1974 quarter, pause and inspect it carefully. You never know, you might just be holding a hidden fortune. Top 5. We're taking a fascinating journey into the world of American coinage to uncover the secrets behind a coin you probably think you know well, the 1978 United States Washington quarter dollar. While it might look like a simple quarter, this coin carries a story and value that could surprise you. The year 1978 was a time of cultural shifts and economic ups and downs in the United States. Yet through it all, the U.S. Mint continued its steady production of Washington quarters, a design that has graced American currency for decades. The 1978 quarter, composed of the now standard copper-nickel clad, was minted in massive quantities and circulated widely, but here's where it gets interesting. Although millions of these quarters were produced, some have become incredibly valuable due to their condition and rare minting errors. Collectors around the world are constantly on the lookout for these exceptional coins, and the 1978 Washington quarter is no exception. Typically, quarters that have been in circulation for over 40 years show signs of wear, scratches, dulling, and loss of fine detail. However, quarters that have been carefully preserved in mint condition are extremely rare and command significant interest. The original luster, sharpness in the details of George Washington's profile, and crispness in the lettering can make all the difference, but it's not just condition that raises the stakes. The 1978 quarter is known to have some fascinating mint errors that have caught the attention of numismatists everywhere. One of the most sought-after error types is the double die, where certain parts of the design, such as the date, lettering, or even the eagle on the reverse, appear doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. This doubling is often subtle but unmistakable under magnification. Another type of error collectors prize is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is misaligned, giving it an incomplete or skewed appearance. These off-center coins are rare, and their uniqueness makes them highly collectible. There are also examples of clad layer defects, where the outer copper-nickel layers separate or peel away, revealing a distinctive look that's prized among collectors. When considering 1978 quarters, the mint mark also matters. Quarters from Denver bear the D mint mark, while those from Philadelphia typically have no mint mark at all. Sometimes, coins from one mint might have a higher chance of containing errors or unique varieties, adding another layer to their collectability. If you think you have a 1978 quarter that might be special, take a good look. Examine the edges, the date, and the lettering for any signs of doubling or misalignment. Using a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe will help you spot the subtle details that make these coins stand out. Once you find a potential treasure, getting your coin graded and authenticated by professional services like PCGS or NGC is the next step. A certified coin with a high grade or an authentic error can fetch a much higher price than an uncertified one. So, what's the potential value of a rare, mint condition, or error-filled 1978 Washington quarter? The answer is truly astounding. A flawless, certified 1978 Washington quarter with significant mint errors or in pristine condition can be worth up to $110,000. Yes, you heard that right. $110,000 for a coin many people still overlook as just everyday change. This just goes to show that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Hidden treasures can be found in the most unexpected places, sometimes right in your pocket. Now, we're diving deep into the story of a seemingly common coin that could hold an extraordinary secret, the 1982 Denver Mint Washington quarter dollar. While this quarter may look just like any other piece of pocket change, there's much more to it than meets the eye, especially if you know what to look for. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might be re-examining your change with renewed excitement. The year 1982 was a time of transition for the United States. The country was grappling with economic challenges like inflation, and popular culture was rapidly evolving. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint was hard at work producing coins that would keep the nation's economy flowing smoothly. The 1982 quarter, made from the standard copper-nickel clad composition, was one of the many coins minted in huge quantities at the Denver Mint, indicated by the small D mint mark on the coin. Given the sheer volume of quarters produced in 1982, it might seem impossible that any single coin from that year could be worth more than its face value. But in the world of numismatics, rarity, condition, and errors can transform ordinary coins into valuable collector's items. Most 1982 quarters you find today have endured years of circulation, showing where that diminishes their sharpness and luster. However, those that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition are rare gems. Such coins exhibit the original brilliance from the mint, with sharp details on George Washington's profile, the inscriptions, and the eagle on the reverse. What makes the 1982 D Washington quarter particularly exciting are the unique minting errors that can sometimes be found. One of the most prized errors in this series is the double die variety, where parts of the coin's design, like the date, lettering, or even the eagle, appear doubled due to misalignment during the striking process. This subtle yet fascinating anomaly can make a huge difference in a coin's value. Another error collectors love is the off-center strike. Imagine a quarter where the design is noticeably shifted, making part of the coin's face blank. These off-center quarters are rare and visually striking, making them a coveted find. Additionally, there are clad errors where the outer copper-nickel layers separate or peel, revealing a unique texture and look. Such errors are not just fascinating to examine but can also significantly increase a coin's worth. The D mint mark itself adds a layer of intrigue. Some errors are more prevalent or unique to the Denver Mint, which makes the 1982 D quarter a special target for collectors looking for distinct varieties. If you suspect you have a rare 1982 D quarter, the best thing to do is examine it closely. Use a magnifying glass to scrutinize the date, lettering, and edges. Look for any signs of doubling, unusual gaps, or irregularities. Weight and diameter can also be measured to ensure authenticity. Once you've identified a potential treasure, consider having it graded and certified by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A high grade combined with an error can exponentially increase the coin's market value. So, how much could a rare, flawless, or error-filled 1982 Denver Washington quarter really be worth? The answer may surprise you. A pristine, certified 1982 D quarter, especially one with notable mint errors, can command an astounding $100,000. That's right. $100,000 for a coin most people think of as just spare change. This incredible value is a testament to the thrill and depth of coin collecting. Even the most everyday coins can hold the potential for hidden fortune. Next coin, we're focusing on a coin you probably have in your pocket or your coin jar, the 1986 Philadelphia Mint Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it may look like a typical quarter, but stick around because this coin hides some incredible value that might blow your mind. The Washington quarter design has been a staple of U.S. currency for decades, and by 1986, the coin was firmly established as a piece of everyday America. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these quarters, so the initial thought is that they're nothing special. But the story doesn't end there. What makes the 1986 P quarter fascinating to collectors is that a handful of these coins contain mint errors and unique features that turn them from ordinary pocket change into prized collectibles. Coins from this era were struck in large quantities, but not all of them came off the press perfectly. One of the most exciting features numismatists look for on the 1986 Philadelphia quarter is a double die error. This occurs when the coin's design is impressed twice, slightly offset, leading to a noticeable doubling effect on the date or lettering. It's a subtle detail but one that can elevate the coin's value immensely. Another type of error that collectors find intriguing is the off-center strike. In these cases, the coin's design is struck off its center, which means part of the design is missing or incomplete, creating a visually striking and rare piece. These off-center strikes are often worth far more than their face value because of their uniqueness. In addition to errors, condition plays a huge role. Most 1986 quarters in circulation show wear, scratches, and loss of detail from years of use. However, coins preserved in mint state condition, uncirculated, with original shine and crisp details, are incredibly rare and sought after. The P mint mark of Philadelphia adds an extra detail to consider. Sometimes, the mint mark itself can be doubled or misplaced during the striking process, leading to rare varieties that collectors eagerly pursue. If you happen to find a 1986 P Washington quarter that shows any signs of doubling, off-center strike, or appears unusually pristine, it's definitely worth a closer look. Grab a magnifying glass, examine the coin's date, lettering, and edges carefully, and compare it to standard quarters. Once you suspect you found something rare, having the coin professionally graded and certified by organizations like PCGS or NGC can verify its authenticity and condition. This certification can also significantly increase its market value when it comes time to sell or trade. So, how much could a rare, error-filled, or flawless 1986 Philadelphia Washington quarter be worth? The answer will surprise you. A top grade, certified 1986 P Washington quarter with notable mint errors or in perfect uncirculated condition can be worth as much as $90,000. Yes, $90,000 for a coin many might overlook as just pocket change. This just goes to show that numismatics is full of surprises, and sometimes the most ordinary coins carry extraordinary value. Especially, we're shining the spotlight on a coin that might just be hiding in your collection or even loose in your pocket, the 1990 Philadelphia Mint Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it seems like an everyday coin, but trust me, there's a fascinating story behind this quarter that could change how you see your spare change forever. The 1990 Washington quarter was minted during a time when America was stepping confidently into a new decade, with technology advancing and the economy shifting. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the familiar P mint mark, this quarter was part of a massive production run intended to keep up with everyday commerce. Millions of these coins entered circulation, making it seem like they'd be commonplace forever. But here's the twist: while millions were minted, not all 1990 P quarters are created equal. What truly makes certain examples stand out to collectors are rare varieties and minting errors, combined with condition. These factors can elevate a quarter from a simple 25-cent piece to a valuable numismatic treasure. One of the most captivating aspects of the 1990 P quarter is the possibility of finding double die errors. This happens when the coin's design is struck more than once, slightly off register, which causes a visible doubling on features like the date, letters, or even the eagle on the back. These double die coins are extremely sought after because the doubling effect is unique and adds a layer of intrigue to the coin story. Another fascinating error is the off-center strike, where the coin's image isn't perfectly centered on the planchet. This error creates a coin that's visually distinct, often missing part of the design and leaving blank spaces. These off-center quarters are rarer than you might think and can carry a hefty premium among collectors. In addition to errors, coin condition plays a crucial role in value. Most quarters that have been in circulation for over 30 years show the wear and tear of daily use, scratches, fading details, and a dull surface. But quarters that have been carefully preserved in mint state condition, showing crisp detail and the original brilliant luster, are far less common and highly prized. The Philadelphia Mint mark, a small P on the front of the coin, sometimes features varieties itself, including minor shifts or doubling, which can add another layer of collectability. If you're curious about whether your 1990 P quarter might be one of these rare finds, take a close look. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the date, lettering, and edges for any doubling or irregularities. Look for sharp details and a shiny surface that suggests the coin has never been circulated. If something catches your eye, it's definitely worth having the coin evaluated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity and condition. So, what kind of value are we talking about when it comes to these rare, mint condition, or error-filled 1990 P Washington quarters? Prepare to be amazed. A certified high-grade 1990 Philadelphia Washington quarter with notable mint errors can be worth as much as $70,000. That's $70,000 for a coin you might have overlooked in your change jar. This incredible value highlights the fascinating world of numismatics, where even common coins can hold extraordinary worth when the right conditions and errors come together. Now, we're diving into the fascinating story behind a coin that many might overlook but holds a hidden gem of value: the 1994 Denver Mint Washington quarter dollar. This coin, minted over 25 years ago, looks just like the quarters we use every day, but don't let its common appearance fool you. There's a captivating history and surprising value behind this coin that could turn your spare change into a collector's prize. The Washington quarter has been a symbol of American currency since 1932, celebrating the first president of the United States with his profile on the obverse side. By 1994, the design had become a staple in everyday transactions, minted in massive quantities at multiple U.S. mint locations, including Denver, which places a small d on the coin. 1994 was a year marked by steady economic growth in the United States, and millions of these quarters were struck to meet demand. Because of the large production numbers, many might assume the 1994 D quarter is too common to be valuable. But, as we know, in the world of coin collecting, it's all about condition, rarity, and sometimes, minting quirks. Collectors are especially interested in coins that have remained in pristine, uncirculated condition. After nearly 3 decades, quarters that have avoided the wear and tear of circulation are becoming increasingly rare. A flawless 1994 D quarter with original luster, sharp details, and no scratches or nicks is highly desirable. Beyond just condition, some 1994 D quarters feature fascinating minting errors that can drastically increase their value. One of the most sought-after types of errors is the double die variety, where the coin's design is struck twice with a slight offset, causing a doubling effect on the date, letters, or parts of the design. This subtle but striking anomaly catches the eye of serious collectors. Another captivating error is the off-center strike, where the coin's design doesn't align perfectly with the blank planchet, leaving part of the design missing or cut off. These coins are visually striking and far less common, making them a prized find for numismatists. Sometimes, coins also show die cracks or cuds, where flaws in the coin die leave raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface. These quirks, while imperfections in the minting process, can add a layer of uniqueness and value. If you have a 1994 D quarter in your collection or loose in your change, it's worth taking a closer look. Examine the coin carefully under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for sharp detail, any doubling of letters or numbers, and watch for any unusual shifts or missing parts of the design. For those who think they might have a rare find, the next step is to get it professionally graded and authenticated by trusted services like PCGS or NGC. A high grade combined with any minting errors could significantly boost your coin's market value. So, what is the potential value of a rare and well-preserved 1994 Denver Washington quarter? Here's the exciting part. A pristine, certified 1994 D quarter with notable mint errors or in flawless mint state can fetch up to $50,000. Yes, that's $50,000 for a coin that could easily be mistaken for everyday pocket change. This incredible value shows just how thrilling coin collecting can be. The next time you reach for a quarter, remember, you might be holding a hidden treasure. Last unique coin, we're exploring a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but holds a surprising secret beneath its surface, the 1995 Philadelphia Mint Washington quarter dollar. While this quarter was minted for everyday use, some rare varieties and pristine specimens have caught the attention of collectors worldwide. Stick with me as we uncover the fascinating details and the impressive value this seemingly common coin can hold. The Washington quarter has been a symbol of American currency since its introduction in 1932, honoring the nation's first president. The 1995 quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, bearing the familiar P mint mark, and was part of the regular production run to meet the country's everyday currency needs. Millions of these quarters were released into circulation, which might lead many to believe that they hold little value beyond their face worth. However, the story doesn't end there. The true allure for collectors lies in the condition of the coin and potential minting errors that make certain examples stand out from the crowd. The 1995 P quarter, like many coins from this era, can show minting anomalies that significantly raise its worth. One of the most sought-after features for the 1995 P quarter is the double die error. This fascinating error happens when the coin's design is impressed twice on the planchet, creating a visible doubling effect on the date, lettering, or parts of the design. This doubling is subtle yet captivating, making these error coins highly desirable for collectors who appreciate the unique quirks of minting history. Another type of error that has drawn interest is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is misaligned during minting. This results in an incomplete or skewed image that's both rare and visually striking. Such off-center strikes are prized finds, especially when combined with excellent condition. Speaking of condition, this is a crucial factor in determining value. Most 1995 P quarters you'll find have been in circulation, showing signs of wear, scratches, and fading details. However, quarters preserved in mint state, with no circulation wear and sharp, clear designs, are incredibly rare. These uncirculated coins maintain their original luster and detail, making them highly coveted. The small, peak mint mark on the coin's obverse can also be an area where subtle variations or doubling occur, adding to the coin's uniqueness and collector appeal. If you suspect you have a 1995 P Washington quarter that is uncirculated or shows signs of minting errors, it's worth taking a closer look. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the date, letters, and overall detail carefully. Pay attention to any doubling or irregularities, and note the coin's shine and wear. Once you find a promising candidate, the next step is to have the coin professionally graded and authenticated by reputable services like PCGS or NGC. This certification process can confirm its rarity and condition, significantly influencing its market value. Now, you're probably wondering, what kind of value can this coin command if it ticks all the right boxes? Here's the exciting reveal. A 1995 Philadelphia Washington quarter, especially one with rare minting errors or in perfect mint state, can be worth as much as $44,000. Yes, $44,000 for a coin that could easily be mistaken for your everyday change. This incredible potential value shows just how thrilling and rewarding coin collecting can be. The next time you come across a 1995 P quarter, take a moment to examine it. You might be holding something far more valuable than its face value. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1995 Philadelphia Washington quarter and want more amazing insights into rare coins and their hidden values, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. We have many more exciting discoveries ahead. Thank you so much for watching, and happy coin hunting.